really think these little guys are just gorgeous. You ever take a picture of the moon and it just doesn't look right in terms of perspective? It reminds, well, granted, right now I'm going uphill, but it's funny when you record skate videos, it's the same difference. You eat shit, or you're about to eat shit, or you look like you ate shit, damn near, and it looks like you're going, super fucking slow. Granted, right now I am going very slow. It's funny anytime I go stomping around and I forget I've already been somewhere, because I offended people, apparently. Maybe I'm wrong. Either way, I was gonna pair this with it's the B-side or the backside of another thought, and we'll see if I spit it out, because I gotta walk up a fucking hill. So I've talked about how our masters are. I've said this a long time ago, and I don't know if I said it anytime recently. Here, one more second. I'm juggling a few things. I'm being an asshole and recording while I walk. So I'm trying to make sure my hat doesn't blow off. The wind's, there are some strong gusts. Let's see if I can do this. All right. So I've said that our masters have run all over the place, to and fro across the realm. They destroyed sites of antiquity. They squirreled away information. They obscured things for the most part. What used to fucking reflect reality. And now people have a bargain bin version that is very misleading, and unintentionally so. I think I'm gonna have to take off my hat and just let these locks blow and do this. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose it. It's important to appreciate what I just said based on the information that's available to the public today, but you don't hear people talk about this. And yet there are numerous examples, but you don't hear people research or hear of people researching. So part of the reason I'm all over the place and I'm out of breath, eating enough, and a bunch of other shit. So one of the things I said having to do with this shit is that, how should I put it? Our masters are trying to rediscover things that they have been told they used to have access to. This shit bridges what you hear in terms of other ages and what people usually will talk about in terms of ancient technology, shit like that. Or you'll hear people saying that they're talking to aliens or they're talking to demons. And this is who's telling them how to acquire these things again. One of the prime examples is, Silicon Valley. That type of shit. All of that does, in some ways, relate back to, keep in mind, this is Seminar 5, this is Seminar 2, shit people should already know. These things relate back to what I was getting at with, well, I guess I won't tell you all the details, but having to do with the 16th century and the numerous corruptions. What was the other thing I was going to rattle off with that? I don't remember. I'm also going to be able to skate again in a minute. So they've run around, they've corrupted all this shit, and they're trying to rediscover things. So one of the risks that I run and other people run who have figured shit out is by leaving it on the DARPA internet, our masters are privy to this information. It's another reason why we were giving, if I'm not mistaken, given access to these things, so that we do their dirty work for them. Oh. Cover up these hairs. Get this shit going again. Oh, it's a little better. And hopefully I don't need shit, because sometimes there's debris. It's important to think about this shit, but people don't talk about it because most people don't know about it. Now, the flip side to this is, if you've read some of the books that I shit out, well, I shouldn't say that. Technically, I didn't just shit them out, but downplaying everything I do. It's just what I usually do. You got white hats and dark hats, or white shirts and, dark shirts, respectively. I mean, that's the gist of it. They're both working towards a goal. Sometimes I'll dress it up as One of them wants to live forever, the other wants to fucking destroy the entire thing, because in many ways, you and I are part of a prison system. It's bigger than that. It's so much bigger than that. And this is shit that people still don't understand, and yet it's in the programming, but people don't pick up on what's in the programming in terms of themes, because people aren't fucking paying attention. Now I just say, they're digesting the latest content. And now I'm up a hill again, this sucks. What was I going to say to that? So, if our masters are poaching information, there's that. I had a flip side to this, so I'll probably have to cut it because that's why I jumped on here to record originally. But I felt like you guys needed all the disclaimer statements to build this shit up, because people don't have a fucking clue. So here's the flip side. So you got these white hats and you got the dark hats, however you want to think of it. And you got the general masses. Keep in mind, these are two aspects, you know, the yin and the yang, pulling our fucking strings. Speed bumps everywhere. And what I'm getting at is, most people you and I are surrounded by are fucking idiots. So if they do have this information, they're not only going to corrupt it, it would also be empowering to people who are using the, just think of the lowest aspect of the chakras. It's not going to benefit the good people out there. The absolute pieces of shit are going to burlesque it. And this is shit. So this is the other aspect to it, in terms of why information is coveted. In some ways, it is some of the pieces of shit in power, you know, holding on to these things. But there's also the flip side. Whoa. Does that make sense? If you guys sat through this shitty delivery, I'm curious if it makes any sense to anyone. I'm hoping that it does. If you guys start rediscovering things, which is what I've been up to, you'll start to view the people that you're surrounded by in a very different way. And it is less than flattering. And that's an understatement. Fortunately, that's just how it is. Woo! I also can't do what's it called? People call it like a board slide or some shit. Again, not the best at fucking skateboarding, but I do enjoy doing it. And I still think this is funner than a fucking skate park, but what do I know? Whoa! Case in point! It's funny when I record something, then I realize that I'm showing you things, so then I start over after flipping it. So you can look up a montage of what I'm about to show you, just to see them all back to back, to appreciate what I'm getting at. I've pointed this out before. This is just a crummy example of, did they initially get it right? Or were they wrong initially? Did they intentionally change it? I want you to think about these things, if that makes any sense. This is the Compendium of Horror, I do believe. It's a horror, it was a series, if you want to call it that. I think it's only 4 or 5 episodes long. They're a little under shy of an hour. And what I'm calling attention to has to do with the Universal logo. Something that doesn't come up. It should. And like I think I said in the other video, I've already pointed this out before. So this is a swimming pool. Ignore this for a moment. But in a minute, you're going to see that little world, you know, the globe theory horse shit after this. Which direction is it turning is my point. Give it a second. That guy directed Frankenstein. You see what I see? But that doesn't come up. Here's another example after this. Which way is it turning? Look, everyone. Bargain bin Will Wheaton, who may or may not be another Zionist puppet. I think this guy's a director or producer. Just the same. It's fucking uncanny.